Welcome to the One Shot Wonderarium. I am your host, as always, Tony, and with me I have some amazing folks. I am so excited for this show today, y'all. This has been a while in the making, and I'm very, very excited. We were talking about what order we were going to put people in, and it's kind of funny because the person asking is going up first. Tan, tell people
Oh,
about you. Who are you? Where can you be found?
Ta-da!
hello. Uh, I was ready for this. Yes. Hello. I am Tad Fighter or Dan. You can find me at TadFighter117 on like Twitter and Instagram. I do all kinds of different voice acting and actual play stuff. So if you need that kind of stuff done, you know where to find me. And today I'll be playing this fun little system, which we'll see. Hee hee.
Amazing. Um, uh, Blood, let's go ahead and
Oh, gross.
do you next. Um,
Hello. I am Bloodlust King. You can find me, here on Roll for Respawn, over on my own channel doing artsy weird stuff, or probably in a closet somewhere just hoarding tea. Yeah.
awesome. So let's go head up to Val. Val, go ahead and tell us who you are.
There, I'm Val. I'm 1/3 of Shrike Tabletop. Shrike, sorry, Shrike Publishing. Recent rebrand there. We are a tabletop and fiction studio that makes mostly stories about people in a godless world surviving, and trying to find their own meaning. Called Ashen Silence, or in today's case, Era of Silence. You can find me anywhere you can look up Shrike Publishing.
Perfect. Love it. And you should do that, for the record. And then, of course, as we come back around to me, I did realize, hey, I'm Tony. You can find me online, mostly the remnants of devastation that is Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok, at Tony Will Edit. And also here on Wednesday nights, as part of the Wednesday Night Revival crew. Finally, let's go with Shireen. Let's go down to you.
Hello, I'm Shreen, also known as Mad Fishmonger. You can find me randomly on other people's streams when I just decide to be on them. I have no schedule. I have done a bunch of writing for a number of different stuff, notably the game O-Run, and I've written for a bunch of Nerdburger games. I recently joined them at Gen Con. Had a great time there.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can find my website at madfishmongerneocities.com.
Absolutely, and you should. I gave it a peruse here a little bit ago, and I'm definitely going to be
pretty
checking
terrible.
out some of the projects you're involved with.
Oh, my website is my super elite early 2000s HTML skills. I'm
I love it.
very not good at it.
It has lots of bright colors, so
Pretty
we're good to go.
colors.
Hey, we are playing Era of Silence, as you mentioned, and normally I do a bunch of the GMing on this channel, but whenever you get a chance to have one of the actual people who made the game run the game for you,
Yes,
I
please.
mean, you could have me, or we could have Val. Hey! So, I've asked, I'm very excited to have Val run this game for us. Val, you want to talk us through the game just a little bit and get us started?
Sure. Era of Silence is a game that's been around for a little while. We kickstarted in 2021. We released in 2022. I'm steadily working on expansion stuff, but the general vibe of the game is it is a chemi-punk future fantasy setting. So what is chemi-punk? I used to have a really heady answer for that, but I'm just going to say cyberpunk with potion aesthetics instead. I think that's going to be mostly right. Era of Silence is a traditional game, so think like classic, like adventuring, character creation, like heavy character creation, heavy, especially in this game, heavy combat emphasis. It's a roll under system, so we're going to be lower is better, but it also has a skill system that encourages different ability, basically. Different kinds of characters can be good at different things at the same time. The same task in different situations based on whether they have a lower die or more dice. And yeah, it's something I'm very proud of, and I'm so glad to show you.
Amazing. Um, let's let's go ahead and jump in. Do you want to start with character introductions or?
I think that will naturally come up because like, in like a matter of 2 minutes. Let me do the let me do the opening intro. So, for starters, for those unfamiliar with the setting, Era of Silence is a world, a world that's a few thousand years old, and it was ruled by this council of gods, and the gods have disappeared. Thus, the silence. The world still kind of waits for them to come back. Some people are holding on to hope. Some people have given up and are trying to forge their own meaning ahead of time. You are in the city-states of Astale. Society is mostly city-states that are like heavily shielded and protected now from what has been about 4 centuries of climate catastrophe. So you are people who live in that world, and you are in this case freelancers, mercenaries. Maybe you have a group, maybe you don't, but that's the general vibe of the world. Any questions about the world so far?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
It's so cool sounding, though.
So you are in the city of New Becton, which is a big tech and academic city. It's actually the background for this stream. I believe. Yes. So you have been contracted for a new job. Someone in the university district wants to talk to you. New Becton University is a big, like, bustling university. It's almost a mini town within this, like, multi-million person city-state.
Mm-hmm.
And you head over to, you find your way to New Becton University, and you're in the waiting room, like, outside of the office of one of the faculty members. Most of the people around you are academics, bookish sorts, grad students in like button-ups, and like, some of them have like chemical augmentation's a big thing in this world. Like some of them have like extra arms or fins. One of them looks like a dolphin. But you also see people around you who are geared to the teeth, kind of like you are. And I think now is a really good time to describe your character, their pronouns, their species, their gear, anything about them that you think might matter to describe.
Yeah.
I don't.
Sorry. I definitely I mean I probably just was already at the university because
True.
that's I graduated. I believe you have to graduate before you become confirmed.
Yeah.
Or, okay, so that shows that yes. So I'm a confirmed mage. I am called Delos Genius. They them, and I am a Parathan. I kind of look like a reverse Orco because I'm basically like a big wizard hat and a long robe. But I glow from the inside. So all you see is a sort of glowing light inside a robe. And the robe is very long, so when I walk, it seems like I sort of float off on the ground, which is maybe on purpose. And I have a big wooden like wizard staff that I walk with, and which is secretly my rifle. But, so I maybe I look like a pretty stereotypical, except for the fact that I'm glowing. I look like a very stereotypical sort of wizard in dark blue. but I look very, very nervous in this area, and this is going to be my first mission.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting around very nervously, even though I know where I'm going, and I probably led everybody to this spot because I know the university well. I'm sitting there just fidgeting with my staff.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Who would like to go next?
I guess I'll go next. So my character is a Sporeborn. So they're a little mushroom robot little thing. I keep saying boy, but they don't have gender. Gender is a construct. It's for this character. They go by the name Amanita because I looked up poisonous mushrooms and this is what I do. And they are just kind of this tiny, compact little collection of a wide mushroom like bell on top of like what seems to be the makings of a face, and then limbs that are like kind of doll-like. And the rest of the body is very much the same kind of uniform, mushrooms popping out here or there. And strapped to their sides, they have 2 blades. Right, I did do yes, I did do that one. I was making sure I got the right mods.
Okay.
And then a pistol kind of attached to the side with one of them. Very much looks ready to fight things. And just behind them, they have a little floating drone with a similar kind of makeup of, like, just a sphere with, like, a collection of, like, moss and mushroom and things coming out of it. But yeah, and they're just kind of blank face following behind.
I forgot you were a Sporeborn with a spore drone.
Uh-huh.
I consider that a Goofy walking Pluto situation.
It's a funny story because we were creating characters together and I got to that part and I went, Blood, I know what you're going to choose here. Like, there are all the options. Scroll to the bottom and read that one. And they go, it's done.
It's done.
Okay.
This is what I'm doing.
Clocked.
This one is Cladosporum. It's a mushroom that grows on mushrooms.
It's a good one.
That's so perfect.
I'm a science nerd.
Yay.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
I don't mind. You'd see this hulkingly large, does not look like he belongs within any kind of academy figure walking his way in, and you see that they have like kind of like almost like grayish skin kind of going all across like the massive fucking physique, and they're wearing what looks like some like patched together like marauder armor, has like a what looks like just a jury rig like pistol at their side, and this very like fancy looking sword on their back with it's like special sheath and everything, has like kind of hair slicked back going up to like their shoulders, and what is basically a long like essentially like this like wacky like tail thing that's kind of like going along their side, and they're like 7'4" tall, and the tail's reaching like their leg, like their foot. And beyond that, they grizzled, a couple scars and stuff on them, and just looking around like just I think this is the place. Right. And like I'm imagining I'd notice other people like waiting by like the outside of the office area and just kind of assume that this is where all the people are meeting up to get paid and is just walking his way over there. But yeah, that's him.
Eee.
Amazing. And coming in with him, we have Xavier Temperance, who is a I've been pronouncing it Yazre.
Yasre, that's the ballpark.
Okay, cool. Which is kind of a giant bird person, with like a double knee situation going on.
Because Tony also has a type.
I honestly didn't even see the feathers at first, and I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to do with birds.
Looks over at Ramona's entire setup.
Yeah, there's a bird within arm's reach for those of you that don't know me. And so, but this Yazre, there is something wrong. So if you've ever seen a bird that has been recently attacked and its feathers are out of place and it's missing a few here and there, that is sort of how whatever feathers you can see sticking out from underneath the patchwork leathers and things that were pieced together by this by Xavier are you know. And so you can see they actually also have whatever is going on. You can also see that they have odd eyes for a Yazre. They have cybernetic eyes. You're not quite sure exactly, I think, what these are. But that'll come in later. They do also have in a long back holster a rifle slid into their back, and a few other things hidden upon them. Their feet are sort of I think wrapped is the best way of describing it. It's the sort of put together shoes. They really are sort of just barely holding it together, or at least that's the impression that they want to give off.
I also
Okay.
fully forgot to mention my species is Prima Seca.
Mm. Yeah, and we can go into a little bit more. Let me just quickly rattle off. I think we kind of explained what the species are in practice, but just it's a new world. So the Parathin, as first introduced, are like radiation sick angels. They're cousins of humanity that used to are known for having once basically dominated the planet, but the world of Vian, but they since have kind of waned in influence, and they are rapidly getting sick due to the magic in their blood, and that's why they glow, but it's also why they're dying out because a lot of them are becoming infertile.
Oh, snap.
The Sporeborn mushroom robots, recent creations. People aren't quite sure what to do with them. They were made in the last 10 years, and they were granted rights in the last 2. They were recognized as oh, we made people. The Freemasika warrior murder lizards, with ornate hair.
Ta-da.
And the Osprey, which we kind of explained, Zen vampire birds. So, yeah, you all,
Absolutely fantastic description. I like it.
yeah.
It makes sense that they're vampire birds. This is the first time I'm realizing this, that I'm piecing this together. So this is going to be a blast. I'm very excited.
You all are sitting outside of the office of one Professor Prudence. another Yastre who works at the university who has called you here for work for her. And she opens the door, and you see a taloned hand kind of beckon you inside. The door is kind of dark; you don't really see her. But she welcomes you into her office. All four of you.
Is this a professor that I had before? Have I met this professor? Or
You probably studied like magic and stuff. She's like
Yeah.
in botany. You probably took some electives. You probably at least know of her in her department.
Okay.
She's in like botany and plant life.
Alright. I will you know, head in fairly. I'm not afraid of the professor, but I'm a little intimidated by the people around me, so I'm just like,
I follow
Just
in
gonna
as
go in.
close as I can behind because I'm on a job.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of sitting in the chair, like,
Yeah. It's a dark office. Like very little light, and the windows have been like blinded shut. You can see like not that a lot of daylight really happens in this world where like, the cloud cover of ash is so intense, the climate catastrophe that like, happened is so but even then, like, you can still see like light like trying to like beat against these blinds, and like
Would my
flood the
giant
room.
horns be giving some light?
If they glow, yeah.
They glow a little, right? Because
Yeah.
I glow,
yeah.
all of me,
Yeah.
sort of a deep, like a sort of purpley blue.
I love the fact that we are the
Mine's
source of
also
the only
purpley.
lights in this room.
It would be really
Um.
obvious that I am made of like intensely glowing light.
Why is it so dark in here?
I apologize. There's a woman with a hood at the desk folding her taloned hands. You can see the desk has been kind of modified to accommodate for those big floppy Osprey feet. And she folds her hands, and there are like a couple candles, but they're very dim. Couple, maybe like one glow light at the corner for like fire regulations. I apologize for the lighting. I've been sensitive to it recently.
Apology
that's-
accepted.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
It's fine. So, you're the ones I sent for.
We are.
Excellent.
I guess so.
I am Prudence. I am part of the botany department here at New Beckton University. And I am in need of people who are more prepared than me for a wasteland journey.
Right, so who we killing?
Well, hopefully no one. But if I understand the wastelands correctly, blood flows pretty freely out there, so
It's how you get
you
money.
might. Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's how you get money.
Yeah.
Then the question, I believe, is closer to what would you like us to do?
Are you familiar with the mechanics of natural plant growth?
There is.
Yes.
Starts rubbing a mushroom.
We are acquainted.
This would be a good time. Does anyone have trivia wildlife?
I do.
I do.
Heck
Yeah. All three of us do.
Okay.
Outcasts.
Plant life is like most of the plant life in the wastelands is stuff that escaped from labs and like it's very hostile, very like the harshest, most hostile stuff survived. But as Prudence is explaining, well, someone brought me something fascinating recently. And she she takes a box out from her desk and opens it, and it looks like the box has like a light on top of it, like on the lid. That's like, she's shielding herself from the light, but this within there is a green, cute little sprout, that is well lit and looks like well fed and fairly healthy. You have not seen many things. You have not seen green plant life outside of well curated environments in a while.
Can I see it up close?
Weird color.
She hands over the box. Do be careful, although I'll be having you get more samples for me.
Oh wow! And I'll just kind of take it and really intensely examine it.
Yeah, it is a healthy, unmutated plant, which is not something you've seen a lot of.
Now, I don't know how familiar you are with what's out there, but I don't know how many of these we can find out there.
Well, I have a location for you. It seems that a location called Undercrest Valley um, seems to be the source of this and other plant life. What I want from you, or whoever accepts this job, is to go there, document and collect some samples, and if you could figure out the cause of it, I'd throw in a bonus.
Cause of what? Growth?
Well, I'm willing to pay 8,000 and a stellium each for just the samples and the collection of them, and any information you can get on them. But if you could understand and further investigate the source, I'd be willing to bump that up to 10,000.
Gold.
So the question before you begin this, before we accept, are there any known dangers?
It's the
I-
wastes.
I mean, they're the dangers of the area, yes, but as you examine this area, are there other researchers who may be sending a rival group, maybe, or a something ongoing in the area that we maybe need to pay attention to?
Secrets like this don't stay buried for long. I would expect someone else to be on the trail soon enough. So certainly I'd like you to act quickly before it ends up in the hands of divines forbid the corporations or well, she looks around. In a closed room, she looks around as if she's like afraid to say it. I certainly wouldn't want any of the divine officials or the government getting involved either. Beyond that, I'm told there's a commune that lives in the area. That's been dwelling among the plant life. They might not be amenable to interference.
Oh, I have a way with words. It's fine.
So, but
Yeah.
what would you prefer maybe that we don't talk to them and just take the plants? Is that the right thing to do?
I'll
Right or
trust
wrong?
your.
Right or wrong?
trust you.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Right or wrong doesn't really matter as long as we get what we need, right?
Well, no, of course right and wrong matters.
Not if the other side's dead.
Well, that's fair. Also depends on how wrong, really. If it's a little bit of wrong, it's kind of fine. Yeah.
Our approach must be measured. It must be the right approach for the scenario. Either one of these could be the way forward, or it could be neither.
Takes
I
some
would-
scouting to be sure.
Absolutely, I would warn you of locking into an idea path before we've begun. It's the quickest way to failure I've ever seen.
Right, well, yes, thank you. We should be level-headed about this.
From my end of things, I don't particularly care. I trust professionals like you to handle the intricacies of the job. And hey, maybe they'll have something you could take with you. Bonus payments.
The question I have is about what type of commune this is. Is it a simple meditation retreat, or something more sinister? And the type of god that they do worship, or not?
I am familiar with them as, well, at least from the scout that I met. The scout who gave me this plant. She gestures at the plant, wherever it is in the room right now. I have the scout determines that they are the Sisters of the Green. I would expect. Does anyone have like trivia, the church or the cults?
I do both. Church
Oh.
and cults.
I have military.
I got food.
So
Completely
one of the
unrelated.
most, one of the most common deviant forms of religion, since there's not really a lot of ambiguity to the truth of religion, is aspect cults. Focused maybe on like one part, either one god or one idea or version of a god.
Okay.
So this would be governed by Drace the Gardener, who does plant life and natural disasters.
Okay.
So even though you don't know much about the cult directly,
Mhm.
you probably know they're probably somehow connected to the lore of Drace.
Okay. They'll just blurt that out. Oh, that's Drace the gardener. That god. Yes.
That guy.
I know about them.
Well, Drace is a fickle god, and his adherents are similarly mercurial. I would exercise caution, but they let my scout pass without any problem. Surely they'll let you pass.
Let's hope for that, I suppose. But I guess we'll see when we get there.
I would expect nothing less. And of course, for your troubles, I'll give each of you 1k down for supplies.
Yeah.
Just like goes and like takes.
Double hand grab bag. Holding it in
Yeah.
front of me like...
You're each given pouches of bursting to the brim with like green crystal coins. Does anyone have any more questions for Prudence?
I think my character's kind of realizing how in over their heads they are, so
They're in a group of a whole bunch of sociopaths.
just like, and then just people asking all these really smart questions, and they're just like, "Oh, I never even would have thought to ask that." Oh dear.
To dumb it down, we're going, picking a plant, maybe finding out how it grows and coming back.
Simply enough, yes. I'm sure this will be much easier for you.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Jobs really tend to be that simple, but right. That's the
Well.
goal.
If it was simple, I wouldn't need people with guns.
I mean, given your light complication, I figured you needed someone to go out anyway.
Well, and simple does not mean not dangerous. Many dangerous things
that's
are very straightforward.
Like me.
In fact, this is the case, yes.
Right.
I'm
Let's
like-
go.
Hiding
Let's-
inside my robe.
Inside, just no. I suppose that's it then. Turns around to start heading out. I gotta go spend some money and get some stuff.
Yes, when you are ready to leave, I've arranged transport. A certain Yari Yarna's daughter owes me a favor.
Free ride too.
Also,
Nice.
I start like pouring like these like weird like little accessories like beads and like jewelry in my like hair and on my ears, which is basically like a ritual I do before taking a job or like going on a job. Like it's quote unquote his battle armor, and he's just putting that stuff on and getting ready. And yeah, that's all.
Nice.
By the way, while the group has been standing here and moving, there is a feather that has fallen out of Xavier, and they have taken this feather and are using it to scratch itches, just the quill portion of it. By the way.
That's great.
Feeling all right there, friend.
So
Just peachy.
I'm just nervously. I'm gonna go buy, I guess some alchemical ammunition for my ride.
Do you go big box store or do you go like small business?
Oh, I am a corporate climber. Is my goal. So, I think I have to go with whatever favors the corporation.
That would
unless
be
I have to-
Griffin's. That would be Griffin's Talon Munitions gun, like firearms and weaponry store.
Okay, that's where I go. I probably wouldn't know any better to go anywhere else anyway.
Would there be a shop where I can buy a mod?
Yeah, you could go to Griffin's Talon. You could go to a smaller store. You could also just go to like a back alley market or something if you really want to like look for something sketchy.
Hmm.
It's a big city. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
There's lots
I'll
to do.
probably I'll probably look for a place like mercs would tend to go rather than like proper like official like military channels or anything. Trying to get just some ammunitions and some mods, essentially.
You would know. So there's Griffin's Talon Munitions, but then there's something on Lowtown called Baxter's Bullets, which is known for selling things to people with potentially fraudulent licenses.
Perfect. That one, yes.
And I'll also extend
Oh.
the offer to everyone else if they want to come with me.
Yeah. Best place to get things that I'm probably not supposed to have? Yes, please.
Oh. Just because someone says you're not supposed to have it doesn't mean you're not supposed to have it.
My thoughts exactly.
I do feel like I should tag along there as well.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go with just so we can.
You're
keep
getting
things
dragged
together.
along to the illegal store. Come along.
Like you're about to walk into like the proper store, and I'm just like,
Oh no, no, you don't want to go there. They suck.
They won't give you half of what you want.
Um, you head to North Lowtown. New Becton is a city of rings. There's 3 rings. New Becton is a city on an island. So, New Becton's always been on an island, but when the climate catastrophe happened, the Judgment, as it's called, it kept expanding and expanding onto the edges of the island. They've even like made like new land to build on that are like basically just platforms. It's very simple to kind of grok. The low town, the outer ring is like the most populous and also the poorest, and the middle ring is where the university is. It's also like where the corporate headquarters are. It's like, you know, kind of the ritzy, like, you know, maybe not ritzy, but like it's like the lifeblood of like the economy of the town. Uptown is nobles and church officials and all that.
The boring stuff.
The governor of the city. And at the very center of it all, rising past the city, the glittering city-state shield that kind of surrounds all of you, is this space elevator that shoots all the way into the void, called the Void Spire. You're in Lowtown, so you're in like the lower ring. It's not an amazing part of town. You pass Prosperity Street. You pass an alchemical, basically an alchemical Starbucks. They're called Quick Brew. Where like alchemy school burnouts make potions for not enough money.
Tracks.
Drugs.
But you make it to a shop which has the image of a cute dog, like a little puppy, almost like a Yorkshire Terrier, with a rifle behind it, and like its little tongue's wagging out, and the sign says Baxter's Bullets. And it's one of those double door situations where one of the doors is always closed, but the other door is open, and it vibe checks you every time you try to open the wrong door.
I anyways have to like kind of slip through the door a little because of just my frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragged along with my, you know, thing. Not that you could tell where my eyes are inside the whole sort of glowing of my face, but I have the sort of wide-eyed like, what? I've never been in this area of town before.
Yeah. Inside, there's a couple people working. There's Baxter Bullets, presumably not his legal name. Maybe. But there's Baxter Bullet, who I would describe as an Elec. Oh, we haven't talked about Elecs yet. Elecs are like really tiny, 3-4 foot people with big irisless eyes that can like kind of expand and slow time. This one is very portly, and if I were casting the live action movie of Era of Silence, it would be played by Danny DeVito.
I was about to say Danny DeVito.
That's amazing.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to Baxter's Bullets. How can I help you?
Hello, Baxter. We are back, all right?
Welcome. Good to see returning clients. And new ones, too, looking at the mage.
I was like holding my staff, like.
I love it.
My rifle shoots potions,
Bullets.
potion bullet things.
Alchemical ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some.
Is this
Okay.
your first time with such as this?
Yeah.
Well, we can help you with this. I am an old hand at this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Do you have any phantoms?
Phantoms. Ah. Well, I'm not supposed to sell those, but willing to take a $200 a 200 standard Estelian markup if you want a couple.
I, I kind of like tip my head at him, just like,
Come on. We've been coming here for how long? Surely we can get a bit of friends and family.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, fair enough. Does anyone have? This might be actually a good time to teach like mechanics and social checks and all that.
Ooh.
Do we? Does anyone have a good persuade or threaten or? I would take a lie.
so, my background trait lets me have an improved die for persuade when I'm talking with like other marginalized or like outsider people. Would this man count as that, considering what he's doing?
He's certainly not. He's certainly not in the good graces of society. Um.
So it would count, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think you. I think you could get a bonus for that. Yeah.
All right. In which case, I mean, I have D8 then.
Okay, D8. Do you have any skill in persuade?
Yes, I have 2.
Okay, so how this works for the folks at home, your attribute is your die type, and your skill level is the amount of dice you roll, and then you're going to roll, and you want to roll low.
All right.
First roll of the game.
Let's go.
Yo.
Okay, so the first one was a 5. Second one was a 3.
Ooh.
3. Baxter strokes his chin. Well, you know, I can't. Business hasn't been the most amazing since the quarantine zone went up. Gestures out a window to like across the street. There's a like partitioned off section of housing that people aren't allowed to go in.
Oof.
So, yeah. All right, let me get my nephew. He handles the alchemical ammo. Wilson.
Wilson!
I
Hey.
also start pulling on my blade, but yeah.
A not Alec pops out of the back. A very like tall and scrawny looking human, who I would imagine played by Michael Cera.
Ooh.
A younger Michael Cera than I think we've got now. And he begins. He opens a big case full of various ammunitions. So, I heard some of you wanted phantom rounds. And Baxter kind of shush it. Shh, don't say that so loud.
Oh,
Yes,
my.
any louder, and I'm fairly certain the authorities will hear.
Please don't.
How many phantoms?
We got 1,000 in the bags, correct?
You got 1,000, yeah, and you got the persuade succeeded, so you're getting book price.
Snap!
Okay.
That's great. 2 of them, because I'm spending all of it.
Instead of role playing every individual transaction, probably just at this point, let me know what you're getting.
Oh, sorry, what page is that? Where we can find
Good question. Let me
specifically the bullets is 56 in the PDF, or no, not 56 bookwise. What is this? PDF
62 in the PDF.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also totally grab poisons, grenades, other if you can afford it.
I wanna put a standard mod on my sword, which is already like this modded out like giant fucking sword.
Yeah.
I have 1 more mod slot left, so I want to put chem pipes.
Good call.
And then I'll buy some ammo for that. About let's see, price wise, that was what, 250? Buy
Mhm.
like just oh, like worth like 100 or like 250 worth of it. I'll get like one piercer round for it.
Good call.
And then I have 500 left. With the 500 now, I I have the mod which makes my weapon bigger, but it's still one-handed as a blade, right?
Yeah, yeah. Large goes like you can take large a couple times actually, but like currently large goes from a knife or like a nightstick to like
Mm-hmm.
a hammer or a katana
Yeah.
or something.
Like because my like thing says one-handed, I won't like get any quote unquote like debuffs in melee while I'm one-handing, right?
No, no, you won't.
Uh,
Unless your
in
weapon just
yeah.
requires two hands. Yeah.
In that case, I'll spend my remaining 500 and buy a shield.
Hell yeah.
So that's all my money. Let me mark all of that. Uh,
I'm gonna get 2 activators.
Nice.
1 flare, 1 cryo, and 1 electric.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe 1 more, since that's 1, 2, 3, 400. I can get a howler. That's interesting. I'll get one of those.
Amazing. I am going. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and start by just topping up with a 2 more doses of Yender's formula. I know we can get that pretty much anywhere, but it's super duper helpful. And then we're gonna do 10 sets of snap pops for no particular reason.
No.
And then I think we're gonna go ahead and do one of the phantoms as well. I think that's probably smart. And I'll grab 2 other things to finish that out, and I'll just message you if that's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, I added a wizard select potion.
All right.
Very nice, very nice. I have so many bullets now.
my sword is fully kitted out. It's out of mod slots.
Yeah, mine, I started off with it with 2 mods on it, so. Which is why there's 2 of them, and chem pipes.
Big sword, very sharp sword, and chem pipes.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay. When you all are ready, you know, basically you're heading to like the west, like dock area, the west gate as it's called, and you're going to be heading out that way and heading into the open air.
We don't have a vehicle, right? We're walking.
No, you have a ride though.
We have a ride, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're getting a ride from one. Let me check the name again. Yari Yarna's daughter.
All right.
I'm gonna make sure that all of my enviro suit and all that stuff is functional, and because we're going out into the wastes.
Absolutely. This is a really good time to put on your rebreathers, which each of you has from character creation, and probably every person has. Most people just kind of wear them on their hips, on the off chance that somehow there's like a shield failure.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't think I've been out in the wastes. I don't know if ever, but not very often, anyway. It was very middle class academic sort of childhood. So I don't know if I ever would have had the I don't know. Do they take kids on field trips into the wastelands?
As a mage, you probably had to do you've probably wizards and all that. They do have to do a fair amount of like demonstration of their prowess. Maybe
yeah.
you're not used to putting on your You're probably not as used to like putting it on. For some people, it's like putting on your rebreather is just like a secondary emotion. It's just like a thing you just do.
Yeah. I
But
have to like, really fiddle with it.
yeah. It keeps clicking and you're not sure why, and like it really needs a filter change and you don't know it.
I had half of mine that when I put my rebreather on, I just do the Bane voice, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that for the whole stream.
Can we hear this clicking, by the way?
Probably, yeah. It's an audible thing. It's like soft. It's very subtle. It's not like a annoying click, but like if you listen, you'd be like, oh yeah, someone's rebreather needs a filter change.
Yeah, I would say if you're all right with this, I am Xavier carries little extras of things like that. And I'm gonna use my tech skill to basically swap that out real quick, just before we head out. This is an update that needs done.
Oh my, thank you. That's so very nice of you.
It would be very problematic for you to not have this work correctly while we are out.
Yeah, I guess I've only really been out here a few times on, but we've always been with a big classroom and stuff, so I've never worried.
You see, the common spaces for things like that are very safe. Outside of that, very unsafe. You don't bring children into active problems.
No. I can do this. I can do this.
Most people don't bring. I, as a child, was brought into the active problems. So maybe that was different for you.
Oh. But you didn't even really learn any theory first? You just went straight into...
Theory cannot help you if you do not understand the problem.
I mean, I only started reading a book for the first time by the time I was like 15.
What? I think I learned to read at the same time I learned how to talk. I don't know how to...
Oh.
I definitely did not decide that I was learning as part of things, but this was part of, we'll call it homeschooling.
That makes sense.
Well, my parents were alchemists, so I learned a bit from them.
Yes, well, that will behoove you, but now that you are fixed, we can get moving a little bit here. And
I imagined we were just having this conversation as we were.
Yeah, you're like walking to the you're at the gate. You know, the gate cycles like every maybe like hour. You have to like wait for like departures. They let floods of people in and out at the same time. You have to deal with a bunch of nonsense from the imperial authorities. This isn't really a story about them, but they took over the country about 5 years ago, and they've been very aggressive to the free people of Ostale. And so you're getting like shoved around by people in blue armor. You have to like show your paperwork in triplicate. They don't trust you. They're mean to you. They bark orders at you. They're very proud of their own power. But finally, the gate cycles, and you're allowed out, and a gust of winds, ashy, cold, bitter winds, rushes against you, and you are left. You walk out into the barren wastelands and rolling skies of the world that is outside of your city, covered in just thick gray ashen clouds, and everything's kind of barren and dusty and bad. And so you head out. You make it out into the, like, there's like a place where like outbound vehicles, like, can wait and like park and depart.
Space taxi
And
stand.
Space tech.
yeah, and one of the future fantasy taxis, is these are like skimmers, so like they operate by, they have like repulsor pads on the bottom that push them off the ground, so they don't get very high up in the air. But they are present and they're fast. One of them is waiting for you, and you meet a woman with blonde hair and a prominent scar on her right cheek, and perhaps most importantly, the entire lower half of her body has been fused into her vehicle.
Oh.
This is Yari Yarna's daughter, and you are
that's
flying
great.
in her. You are
Not
flying.
in her car. In her.
Depends on how you want to see it, but yeah.
Why not both?
No?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. So glad to have you all here. You're who I heard from, Prudence, right? Prudence said you'd be coming.
I
In
take
fact?
it you're all right.
Right. Well, we've got a long journey ahead of us, so buckle in, and hope you brought some snacks, because it's gonna be about a day.
I'm pretty sure I would have brought snacks. I'm very prepared.
Yeah, we don't really.
Yeah.
There's a hypothetical survival mode where we do track food. We're not playing that today.
I just pull out like a piece of like dried meat or something and just start dumping.
Oh, I'm a big nerd, so I would have, if I knew like sort
Trail
of
mix
approximately how
or-
long we would be there, I would have like planned meals for every
Like
plus
Nutri bars and stuff
snacks
set up.
Yeah. I have a schedule with the food. Yeah.
I feel like Xavier has whatever the Yazre version of the big bucket of trail mix that is the cheapest possible, like, just mountain of snacks you can get.
Space Costco
I
brand.
feel like you've told
Yeah.
me that that's your snack also. I feel like someone's told me that recently.
I definitely don't have just packets of it in my desk. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
not at
about.
all.
I feel like you've showed me that packet once. Very proudly. Like, look at this.
I've always got snacks.
As I said, now I also look at the others and I just go,
Oh, right. It's gonna be complicated if we do run into any trouble, but, the hell do I call all of you?
Hmm. I'm called Amanita.
Xavier?
Oh, I'm Delos. Delos Genius. But just Delos is okay.
Just tell us so.
You can call me Yari.
Yari. Right. I'm Rovax.
Rovax.
Don't worry about other names, just the one name.
Well, nice to have you, Rovax. If you could sit on the other side of the Sporeborn, y'all are real heavy, so it's probably good to like balance out the balance out the weight of this the thing. I
Yeah.
feel more of this than you realize. So
You see Rovax like grunts like,
Oh, happens every time.
it just
um so you all are inside the hatch closes. Imagine like kind of like a metal rectangle almost, but it's like a thin it's not like it's not a perfect rectangle. It's a kind of flat on the top side, wide. And the repulsor pads push you off the ground, and some rotators lift you further into the air, and you are flying, and you are traveling, and you travel for about a day. You get pretty far, and finally, you get to the sky goes from a bright gray to a inky blackness to another like medium gray
Mhm.
as it's early morning as you're arriving. And you land, and you're allowed out. And surely enough, in front of you, in the dim light, you see this valley ahead of you. And you see within it green plant life, trees, bushes, grass, even a few flowers.
Wow.
Yari kicks you off. Well, I'll pick you back up later. This ain't really my beat from here on out.
It is later!
Yeah, just she gives you like a little like transponder. Just ping this and I'll come pick you up. It'll take me about an hour, so don't do it if you need to do it in an emergency. Or if you have an emergency, look about an hour ahead of time.
Okay, thank you, I guess.
Right.
and then I like whisper to the others.
Even if it's a hard exit, I'll just ping it, don't worry. I mean, once she's there, what's she gonna do, right?
I mean, if we are able to survive that long, it would be perfect. But
Yeah,
otherwise, they will be returning our corpses.
that's true.
I'll
Oh,
simply
don't worry
regret.
about that. They'll burn you before.
But this is true. I sometimes I forget about this.
I'll simply
I'm
regret.
gonna say, I don't think you should take my corpse back, really.
Well, everyone should have your cremation capsules. This is very important.
I really don't want to think about this. Thanks.
Understood. Understood.
It only comes to that when I'm involved, at least for our side.
So, shall we?
Yeah.
Right.
In the in the like distance, you can see two things. One, a vehicle has touched down much closer into the valley than you have, and another is the what looks like some kind of like natural wooden structure constructed to like house people. It looks like you see the commune, but it looks like you see something else that you don't think belongs to the commune.
What kind of vehicle? Like, can I clock like if it's like a military vehicle or a merc vehicle? Or...
Do you have? You know what? Military. I think trivia military works here. This is like a corporate military vehicle.
Oh,
So like it's basically like a mobile like fortress.
Oh, heads up, everyone. We might actually have trouble earlier than we thought.
Oh no.
Looks like some kind of military, well, corporate military kind of people have shown up too. Lady did say news can get out.
I'm guessing this is the case, which means we must move fast if we would like to be clean in and out. So, this is enough lollygagging, right?
Off we go.
We must
And I'm
begin
gonna
the
have
search.
the Cloudsform fly kind of above, keeping an eye out.
I'm also just looking around like through the bushes and stuff in case there's like an ambush we're walking into because it is a valley, so we don't get boxed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those things. I'm trying to think of if I know a spell of some kind of spell that would help hide us.
There is a cloak spell.
Okay.
It is a
Now,
utility spell.
do I do that on... Can I cast that on just myself, or can I cast it on sort of the group?
You can cast on the group. I am going to lower the target number, make it harder.
Okay.
Normally I think it's like a 5 or a 4. It's gonna be like a 3 or a 2. I'll vibe it out.
Okay. So, what do I do to cast that?
So that is simply just a use magic. For a utility spell out of combat, that is just a use magic check. You are
Okay.
limited by like how often you can do it, but like
Mhm.
yeah, you can you can just go ahead.
Okay, so I have... and I don't need to... Okay, that's a twice a day thing, so I don't have to worry about that. But I have 3 in use magic. And it says it uses spirit, which I have
Yes.
a D10 in.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
does that...
Wizard Select would add 1 more die if you wanted to, for 4
Okay.
hours if you wanted to.
to
Dose.
drink that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like an inhalable. You put it.
Oh, okay.
It's inhalable. Wizard Select is inhalable wizard LSD.
Drugs.
I don't know if I'm gonna take that just yet, because I guess yeah, we're gonna be doing the next 4 hours intensely. So yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so that would give me 4 dice. So do I roll all 4?
You roll all 4 and you take the lowest.
Whichever
Okay.
one is lowest. Yeah, that's awesome. By the way, the
That's very
rolling system in this.
Mm-hmm.
I really like to roll handfuls of dice.
Yeah.
Haha, 1.
A 1.
Ooh.
A 1 always succeeds if it's possible.
Okay.
So with a 1, you kind of put your hands on everyone in the group as best you can, kind of like around them. And like this shimmering field begins to envelop all of you. And what it does is none of you can look at each other. If you try to like look at any other member of the group right now, if any of you try to look at any of the other ones, your eyes kind of slide right off. You aren't invisible,
No.
but the threads of the universe that move around you bend in such a way that people can't really focus on you.
You just want to you just want to look somewhere else for some reason every
It's
time.
basically a look not at me spell.
Mm.
Or somebody else's
Rovax
problem.
looks very perturbed by this spell. He does not like this.
And I was like, there, now we can sneak in.
If we can find each other.
So with the 3 apparent like paths forward, the APC, the commune, and the forest itself, which would you want to approach?
I'd like to sneak into the forest, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes, I think the forest, if we do not want to immediately start a fight with the APC, and the commune is inert for now. Yes?
Yeah, you see there's life around it. People are doing things like tending to the commune, but they seem to be minding their own business currently.
Yes. Yes, its relation to us is neutral, is what the mention of inert. So, yes, let's in and out. If we can move fast, this would be the easiest payday we have made. Yes.
Forest it
Course
is.
it is.
Um, so you you kind of, are you moving together as like a clump, or are you breaking the like rank? Currently the way the spell works is you're kind of moving together in a clump. Um, but if you want to break off, you can lose the benefit of the spell of Delos' spell.
Um,
I think while we're in a short range of possible hostiles,
Sticking
I think
together.
we clump. Um, and then if we get right, like if we're several miles away or something,
Yeah.
we don't have to stick within arm's reach of each other. We can spread out and cover more ground. But I
Yeah.
think while we're here short, absolutely.
You hear patter dialogue from two of the so someone uh, um you hear patter dialogue from two of the people who are like they're in like environmental suits. They're kind of they're just cleaning and like tending to the commune building itself. And one of them says, "Wow, Sister Rain, I cannot look over in that direction for some reason. Can you?"
Mm.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Go away.
Well, no, 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 Sister Lily, I can't. Um, and they just kind of keep talking and going about their day. You make it into the forest, and you are surrounded. You're under the canopy of trees. It's thick. There is a lot of life here, and it's been growing for a while. You're surprised this hasn't been discovered before, because these trees. We have like 3 wildlife knowers here. These trees are fairly old.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Okay.
Okay.
Like,
So
it doesn't
many
look like it
rings.
just sprouted up.
No, like these have been growing for a while. Like maybe not like centuries old, but like
A couple of decades.
within like decades. Yeah.
Damn.
I would be
Um,
curious to know how long the commune has been here. In this short of a distance, there's no way that this would be out of their under notice.
Looking back at the commune, does it look aged?
I mean, they need to do maintenance on it. The building is not amazingly well kept. The building is taking age. Natural wood rots. And they natural wood craftsmanship is not like an amazingly common practice anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely looks like it's. You wouldn't say it. You would get. Does anyone have trivia architecture?
That, yeah.
Cool. You would guess it's about as old as maybe younger than the forest, but like not by much.
Everything they built the commune out of came from the forest, most likely.
We can just ask them how old this is then.
Yeah, they probably maybe they are the ones growing it, but if the corporates are in there already,
Let's get samples
I-
first. And
Yeah,
then we
it's,
can ask.
I would caution about this. As we were told, secrets like this do spread very quickly, and this one is very old and has not gotten out, which means it is likely mouths have been silenced.
oh,
Can we just
I
see
didn't
the
even think of
military
that.
vehicle?
yeah.
So,
Maybe the corporates wouldn't be so nice to us if they met us.
I do not know. I do not believe anyone out here is our friend.
That's a safe assumption.
I would love it for them to
Do you
prove
mean
otherwise,
that
though.
Do you mean that the colonists might have? Oh yeah, I guess they would to protect it, huh? Okay, and I'm just gonna bend down and start taking samples.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watch, like while samples are being collected.
Mhm.
Does anyone have search or identify?
Absolutely, I do.
And also, while
have
you're here,
identify.
you okay, so identify, which did you
And I have
have,
search.
Xavier? Okay.
Search. Yeah.
I think having each of you roll those checks separately would be good.
Okay.
Also letting you know there is like, yeah, where there's plant life, there is animal life, and you see like a deer. It's like a mutant deer. It's still like one of like it's like a.
I'm gonna try and get as close as I possibly can to pet it.
It does run away, unless you have beasts
I
and you want to
have
like.
Beast 3.
I have these two.
Wow.
Okay.
My whole goal with this character was I don't like people, but animals like me.
It's
Okay.
not the character, Blood.
That's valid.
Search. So one person roll search, one person roll identify, one person roll. I mean, one person roll beasts if you want to. What else do you want to do in the forest?
I'm keeping an eye out for danger essentially while samples are being collected. Does like
I
so?
think
no one gets
alert.
jumped.
Do you have alertness?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's perfect. Cool. I found the thing for all of you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh no.
I don't know if you saw, but I got 3 on
3.
search.
Oh
I-
no.
I saw the number 3 and for some reason did not process what you were trying to communicate.
No, you're good. That's why I figured I'd verbalize it, but just in case.
I also
rolled
got a 3.
3.
I rolled 2 10s.
Wait,
No.
D10s or D20s?
You were the identify?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's actually very-
anything.
I'm gonna add.
This is a very scary game for me also because I usually roll really high. That's why I'm only rolling on things I have multiple dice on.
That's very
Because even
fair.
when I rolled a 10 and a 3.
Got a 2. I want to pet a deer.
Okay. So the scene plays out like this. You get into the forest, you split up a little bit. Xavier starts searching around and collecting samples, bringing them to Delos. Delos is attempting to identify the samples, but frankly, this is not their department. They're trained in spellcasting. Academics, if there's one thing academics learn, is the painful like limitations that they are under. So Delos does not seem to successfully identify. No.
Green.
What'd you say?
I said it's
green,
green.
yeah. Yeah, it's green. It's natural.
Yeah. This one's brown. I'm helping.
So
Just fully tripping.
This is-
Just,
This is actually very, very helpful. My vision is mostly thermal.
Amania, is it? The
Amanita. Yeah.
Amanita, sorry. Amanita approaches the
I am just like sneaking up subtly through the grass to get closer to the mutant deer.
yeah. This deer has like 4 eyes and like really pronounced deer fangs, and a very mottled like black coating around. Like it's covered in like various black spots and stripes.
It's just a cute baby.
Yes, it looks around, it turns around at you, and it's not nearly as scared of you because you are, like,
I'm
not
just
quite
mostly
a
mushroom.
person. Yeah, it tries nibbling on you.
It's okay. I'll grow more.
And then Rovax, you're standing sentry, and you realize, you're standing sentry, and you realize that someone is out there, out the edge of the forest, watching you. Maybe not looking at you directly because they can't because of the spell, but they are. Actually, the spell might be dropped by now, but still, you are. Someone is aware of your presence.
I can't clock who or what they are.
You can. It looks like one of the people in like the commune outfits.
Okay. In which case, I will wave at them.
You
Just
have
like a-
come to a place where you are not welcome.
Oh. Who's unwelcoming me?
Well, for starters, I am Sister Willow of the Sisters of the Green.
Name's Rovax. Is there a problem here?
You are not one of the people from the team that the advanced team they sent.
Oh, you must be talking about those military people. No. We have nothing to do with military, really. No armies here. But we're just kind of passing by, taking in the sights. It's strange. I haven't seen this much green in a long time.
It is a special place, truly.
How'd you get these trees to grow so big?
We did not. We were blessed by the divine.
Can I kind of get like a vibe check on this person? Like,
That would be a good judge roll.
judge? Shit. So what? Just a flat D10?
Yeah, just one.
Remember,
D10.
Tin, don't roll high.
1.
A one.
Oh,
She is very defensive of this place, and she feels like you're an invader and a hostile. She is not going. She
Right.
doesn't wish you immediate harm, but she wishes you would leave.
I clocked that. I'm just like,
Well, we were just honestly kind of curious how these trees can grow so well, considering, well, you said it's your divine grace and stuff, but we were just kind of curious looking through the place. We'll be on our way soon enough. Is there anything else I can do, though?
Well, you are well armed. You could rid
I
me
have
of.
2 of them.
Sorry.
I love it.
broke the DM. Let's go.
Yay!
and giving out those dad joke redeems for nothing. Are you not entertained?
I have yes, you do, and I have approximately 5 interlopers who have come in on a corporate APC, who seem to be representing ill intent. If you got rid of them for me, well, I would teach you the secrets of the valley.
Oh, it's actually not a bad deal. I get to, do what I'm good at and get a little bit of information.
I'm overhearing this, and I'm just like, forbidden knowledge? What?
I just like do one of these to them, like in the distance.
Could you perhaps give me just a moment? Let me discuss this with my, associates.
Yeah. So the scene's kind of all played out. You have the samples you came for. You could leave, but it does seem to be that there's some larger conflict here that you could stand to gain from intervening in.
Yeah, I go back and like tell them basically everything. It's just like,
Apparently those military fuckers are fucking with the people here, and if we, take care of them, we'll get that, last, $2,000 the lady promised us.
Plus, we could probably convince them to pay us too.
I mean, they're paying us with information. Honestly, that lady is a little kind of scary, so I don't know if we want to fuck with the entire commune at the same time.
Well, our resources can only go so far, so I think we start with one, then we can diagnose about the other.
Right. Once we have the samples, then, maybe we go deal with these 5, corporate fuckers. Aye?
It's,
I'm fine with that.
seems a great way to ensure that we are able to make it back just fine.
Oh, it's true. Plus, we
I
get a
will-
free car out of it.
I take a moment to pray about it. And I come to the conclusion that that this is going to be a positive experience for me, and that the knowledge my God wants me to have the knowledge. So
There you go, right?
yeah, so I'll go along with it.
Okay.
And I look towards the person in the distance, and I'm just like,
Well, good. We'll do it for you. Could you tell us where you saw him?
She points you to the APC. It seems like they've made camp there, but she doesn't. She has like a very heavy. Not only just she has the normal rebreather on because the air's not amazing here, but she also has like a weird, like maybe not weird, but like an intricate ceremonial like mask kind of built around it. So you can't really see her face, but she turns around and she just leaves her she just leaves her arm pointed at the direction you're headed. As she walks away.
A little bit dramatic for some commune person, but I'll take it.
Yes. If we are to delve into violence, I maybe would like to have a brief conversation with each of you. There is something you should know about me. I am filled with a rage that cannot at times be controlled. And it does not come from within me. There are...
What?
I will spare you too much of the details, but there is an old nature, is what we call it. An old nature in me that sometimes takes over. And it demands justice. If this is the case, I will not be able to stay my hand. I hope you are understanding this.
One of those deals.
and I don't know if you'd clock it in that moment. You'd see like a little bit of like just like recognition in Rovax. Like he's probably seen something like this in older battalions.
Yeah.
If it is imperative that we keep someone or something alive, you will need to subdue me.
Knock you out good, yeah.
This is
I was like, what? What's going on? This sounds like a novel that I read.
If you go as a few of my friends say, a little goblin mode, I give you a good old bonk on the back of the head.
good.
No hard feelings.
It may sound like a novel you have read, but novels are a great window through which we experience reality. So,
Oh, okay.
Well.
Thank you for telling us.
As long as it's not aimed at one of us, I'm fine.
It shouldn't be. I see no reason why that would be the case, but I also know that in fights many things happen.
So
And I will say, during this conversation, I think another couple of feathers fall out of Xavier as they're just very sternly having this conversation up, just molting.
Just molting.
Just
Yeah.
I'm just like, face.
So, as you're discussing, someone else approaches you.
More interlopers. Hello.
Well, in fact, it is one of the interlopers. This person is in shining corporate armor. Does anyone have trivia business?
I do not.
That's fine. I think trivia and military will still carry here.
I do have culture, but that doesn't feel like the same thing.
You're really good at
Yeah, 'cause it's pop
you're really good
culture,
at
right?
radio shows, and
Yeah.
like you could
Oh,
you
that's
could
pop
discuss...
culture. Never mind.
We
I
both
read-
have that one, yeah.
um, you're really
Ba-da-ba.
good at like discussing like music and radio shows and understanding a
Yeah.
reference. Like pop culture is perfect for like understanding like a reference to like, you know, like I just saw the latest episode of Ceres Rising. Uh,
Yeah.
Like when I
Um,
said a goblin, you know what that is.
yeah,
Mhm.
you read about it in like in the fantasy equivalent of fantasy novels.
Wow.
I think a lot about like what their fiction is like in this world. Anyway,
Mhm. It must be
I
interesting.
definitely have
It's
watched
just
the season.
non-fiction.
I have watched the season finale of Big Vian Theory.
yeah.
My
Uh, uh, so or like music or things like that. But yeah, so military will carry here. This person is very clearly a member of PAS, Cran Alchemical Solutions, which is actually they're like one of the most dominant corporations where you're from, New Beckton. You see them a lot. And this one, he has his helmet off and he's not wearing a rebreather. Maybe he has implants that make it easier for him, or maybe
Yeah.
he's just foolhardy. You don't know, but so I see we're not the only ones on this beat.
Well, guess I don't need to ask who hired you,
I don't think it really matters, friends. All I know is that we might have similar interests.
I feel like we have the same interests.
Possibly.
Yeah.
What is it that you think these interests are?
Well, there's a valley full of lush green plant life. And surely, if we could, if anyone could bring enough back and figure out the secrets of this valley, we could maybe replicate that and grow more plants. Society benefits.
Hi.
Of course, the corporation benefits too.
There's the
I
plug.
mean,
Yes,
I'm basically just hiding behind the bigger characters right now because I don't know what I'm doing.
That's fine.
now, I know it might come as a shock, but I'm not all that big on corporations.
Oh sure. I mean, I deal with this all the time, people. Listen, you may not like me or what I do, but we keep the cogs of society rolling. And frankly, do you think these commune dwellers are gonna share anything? Do you think anything here will ever benefit the world if you leave it in their hands?
This not part of the world?
This is one little place, but
Oh, that
there's a
little
lot of
box
ash out
with
there.
walls.
Yeah.
There's ash everywhere, friend.
There's ash everywhere, and, well, there could be less ash. There could be more green plant life. We could be closer to reclaiming the world we lost. So all I'm saying is, I know the sister approached you. I've been watching.
That's kind of
And,
rude.
well, it's a rude world. If you've got something to consider, if you consider enough, finding and telling me the source of this valley's power, maybe even handling the commune for me, well, there'd be a lot more in it for you than whatever you're getting paid right now.
Well,
Mm,
normally I work with a number. This time I have one for you. We can find out what these little secrets are. But in return, it's gonna cost you a bit.
I'll make sure you're well paid. I'll be at my APC. You know how to find me.
Do they leave?
I think they just kind of walk off. He just walks off.
The second they're out of earshot, I just want to turn to these guys and just be like,
So we're killing that one, right?
Absolutely. I don't like him.
Did not like his attitude.
Right.
What's that attitude? I see him. It makes it a little bit more difficult for this. But
At least the
yes.
commune lady was nice.
Scary, yes, but
Scary people can be nice. Just look at me.
I think the very big difference is in the words unsaid, right? The world is rude, is what was said. What was
Right.
unsaid is, I care not for your rules. And I
was
do
trying
not
to
like
convince him if he
making...
kills his friends for us, and we'll tell him the secrets, and that he's on his own, and then we just jump him.
We could try that. I do have another possibility, though. You see, I have devised a round that I can shoot that would nullify certain electric impulses, and if we can convince them to be inside of this vehicle, we could possibly lock them in there. We could shut down every door and every way. Seal them inside.
Kill him?
Okay. There are several ways from there, but we have whatever we would like to do. We have control of the situation.
I think at this point, let's throw to a break.
Okie
We could go for a little bit.
No problemo.
Absolutely.
works out.
See you guys
Awesome.
when we get back. Make
Be
sure
right
to
back,
get drinks
y'all.
and stuff. Bye.
Yeah. Welcome back, y'all. We're here with the One Shot Wonderarium playing Era of Silence. And it's been a lot of fun so far, but we are about to have some violence in Era of Silence.
Yes.
With that being said, Val, would you like to take us away?
Yes, absolutely. So since we took the break, you all have gotten ready in the trees. I've placed you roughly, just kind of scattered you out. Are those placements agreeable to? And for the folks at home, just say which color pawn you are.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
blue, and that's good for me because I am a ranged fighter.
I
Um,
am black.
I
Okay.
am the green and white.
Yes, because you
Because
are
I
accompanied
have-
by your drone.
I've got my little buddy.
Yeah.
Your drone is the white one?
My drone is the white one.
Uh,
Sippies.
If you've got a drink, go ahead and take a drink. We got sips and stretch redeemed here on the channel.
I forgot my glass in the other room. I'll get it after
Oofy.
I do a turn or something.
Well, now you owe us sippies, okay?
I'll have to.
We'll get it later. We'll get it later.
I'll call that
Yeah,
debt
yeah.
later. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, because I was off petting a deer. That's probably good enough for me.
Could I be closer without getting spotted?
I think you're probably as close. That's
Cool.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That is what one movement of charging range.
Yeah, that's good then. Cool.
Yeah. Each of these hexes are 2 meters for those who are keeping track of like the movement and stuff. You all are placed in the trees. You were given an offer by the leader of what you see on the APC now is marked Glory 3. It seems to be a team of PAS, Pran Alchemical Solutions agents. The guy you talked to is represented here by this knight piece. And then there are 4 rooks which represent like standard run-of-the-mill guys. They're in armor. They have rifles. Rifles are single shot in this world usually. Nothing too special. They have a big APC. Now, if I recall, your plan was to perhaps trap them.
Now, we were hoping they would be inside, I believe.
Or if there was some way for us to lure them to inside. Absolutely, that was the goal here.
Some shenanigans to try that. I don't know if we'll get all of them inside, but a few of them.
Well, I could maybe cast a spell
Ooh.
and, like, maybe make some, like, even just sparkly lights or something go on inside that would look weird, and they would maybe go investigate.
There are distraction spells. They'll probably count as creating lights is a form of manipulate creation.
Okay.
I can't remember what page that is. The magic was not my. It's not my section.
102 is magic, I think.
Fighting. I'm on the fighting part. Magic, there it is. Okay. That's offensive magic. Okay, manipulate creation. Stamina cost changes to stamina 1, sustain 0. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Yeah. How was that? Stamina cost changes to stamina 1, sustain 0. I'm not sure what that means.
So, okay, we are in fact in combat, or we're about to be in combat. So, all of you have 3 shiny tokens, or dice, or whatever, that represent the abilities, the amount of actions you can take in a given combat and turn.
Okay.
You start the combat with 3. You refresh 1 every turn.
Okay.
In this case, manipulate creation is a spell. Normally, you can use it to make like rocks or like basically like Avatar: The Last Airbender bending.
Right, right, right.
But you can also use it to create lights, and basically what it's saying is that instead of costing 3, which would normally like wipe you
Ooh.
out,
Right.
it costs making lights costs 1.
Right, because I'm not like melting a rock, I'm just making sparkles.
Yes.
Okay. So I will but would I have to move closer in order to do that? Or can,
No,
is it
no, no. There's
I'm
within
range?
24 meters.
Okay.
You are this entire arena you see before you takes place within like 24 meters. You've got range.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, then I'll just make a bunch of sort of multicolored sparkling, flashes.
Okay, and so what you do is you roll use magic now to basically you're drawing power. Whenever you cast a spell, you're like drawing power from like this font of creation that Novair made through like a barrier. So you have to make sure you can like survive the barrier.
So that's spirit.
Yep.
And that's D10s. Where's my other D10? There it is. Gotta get that good
The good roll.
dice roll and ASMR there. Aha! I got a 9 and an 8 and a 1.
A 9, an 8, and a 1. A 1 always succeeds. The other 2 risks a barrier feedback loop.
Nice.
Okay.
We just count the 1, right?
Yep. So you always take the lowest. There is a version of this game with degrees of success. We're not bothering with that right now. So yes, the spell succeeds and flashing lights go off from within the vehicle, almost like they have like a little like one of those like little like I think we mentioned disco balls
ball?
earlier. Yeah. Kind of like a like there's just a spectral disco ball.
That's great.
I'm fun at parties.
So you all see them react. The captain who speaks, the one who spoke to you earlier, responds, I have no. Someone check that out. And 3 of them go inside the vehicle. 2 of them remain out. The captain and I mean, I think they're probably just assuming it's like an electrical problem or something.
Yeah.
So, what's the next play here while I prepare initiative?
The idea, I believe, was well, so I think from there we can probably try and drop the people outside and then lock the people who are inside in, right?
So we would
so-
open with the lock, I'd imagine.
Yes.
I'm gonna send my little drone up to try and get like a better view of things.
Yeah, I was actually also gonna move Radox. Because I think you would have the foresight to know to prepare yourself behind a better charge range.
Also, can I preemptively have a potion before it starts?
Yeah.
Same.
Ditto.
I'll drink or apply a stone skin solution.
Stone skin solution. Definitely apply. It's a skin thing. So you it kind of like welds to your skin and like. Do you have Gorilla Glue?
Oh no.
Like You're like covered
Just
in like
over my scales.
an armored solution of gorilla glue.
Wow.
My
Um,
AV is 2 for the next 15 minutes.
I love it.
Nice.
That's amazing. I'm doing a potion of cat's form, by the way.
Okay.
What?
That is you can consume that in a few ways, but that is usually consumed in the form of a joint.
Absolutely. You just have this ill-looking bird with like a big cigar level, like. Well, this is,
More feathers falling.
Before we head into combat, smoke them if you got them.
I have the red that I got from my background stuff, and I'm gonna add 1 die to anything related to Braun for the next 4
Yeah.
hours.
So the party stands outside the forest and just does drugs for like a solid 30 minutes.
You know, before we go screw these guys up, let's have a little sesh. It's fine.
Actually, this only lasts for 15 minutes. Can we hurry up?
They've gotta think that we actually have something to go talk to them about. If we just go there immediately, they're gonna know that we're there to mess them up.
That's true. See? Strategy.
We all there to mess them up.
The Amanita, the red is normally consumed as a form of like inhalable powder, but in your case, you have a droplet. You have a little, you have a little a little syringe, a little droplet.
There we
little
go.
Dropper.
There we go.
Yeah. We've had a lot of philosophical questions about the Sporeborn in my time. What do they eat?
Do they eat
Indeed,
mushrooms?
yes.
Do they, yeah.
Water and rot? I guess?
Yeah, probably.
So you all are thoroughly dosed up. One of you very chill and cat-like. One of you filled with rage. One of you, very like your movements are stiff, but like not like restrictive. One of you is still on the effects of LSD. I'm sorry, Wizard Select.
I'm all bricked up.
I'm sorry, I just saw the tactical sesh comment.
Yes.
So, this is what I'm thinking. I was able to pick up. Let me actually double check that this does what I think it does. And this is during the drug sesh. Let's be honest. What I am thinking is I do have this resin grenade that I think I could hit maybe the door with, and actually resin shut the door. Usually it is used for people, but I think it might work.
Good plan.
It'd be a
that
good-
will lock them in.
That might work. Yeah, I think that's a good use of resin.
And then we can take care of the 2 who are outside and decide what we want to do with the rest. Yes? Or whoever is left outside, I should say, this is pre-event.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I mean, to be fair, they're not making it out of here.
Okay. They're not making it out of here.
They're not making it out of here. That being said, I would kind of, because I just remembered that I stacked up Amanita to be a close combat fighter, so I probably need to get a bit closer.
Oh, wait, you're a close combat fighter? I didn't
I
clock
am.
that at all.
I have knives. I'm a little...
I saw the pet build, so I'm like, oh, okay.
I have...
That's so cute.
I'm just the tiniest little thing with knives that I can put out alchemy ammunition in and make them danger knives.
Hell yeah.
That's rad.
Okay. So you The drone gets in position,
Mm-hmm.
is watching, and you get because of that you have a pretty nice feed of visual.
Mm-hmm.
The drone has a built-in resograph, so basically there aren't quite cameras or video technology in this world, but what they do have are things that
Give the general vibe of
record.
where things are, right?
Yeah, it records the It records the movement of like the threads of creation, in like a very literal string theory kind of sense. Um, and so you see the outlines of two people,
Perfect.
surrounded by trees, and you see the outlines of the APC, which is emanating a lot of energy from it.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to we just had the lights go off. We just had 3 people go inside. You may take an action at any time that initiates a combat. What you have to do is you have to spend that stamina before you go into combat. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So if you shoot someone to start a combat, you spend the stamina. You don't get a free shot off. You spend 1 stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you throw a grenade in this case, which seems to be the play, you would spend the stamina to do so, and you will get that stamina back at the start of the next round, not this one.
Perfect. I'm okay with that.
So grenades are athletics checks. You're throwing it like a baseball.
Cool. Let's see.
See the
I have the
bird
wrong
just go up.
And athletics are. I am going to use Grace because I only have 1 level in athletics, and if I use Grace, I have 2.
Wow.
Yes. Good call.
So that's 4.
You needed a 5. So the grenade pings off the door, rolls to the bottom, and explodes, splatting the door in just thick, quickly hardening resin, amber resin.
As Xavier throws it, he goes, "And it is time. Knock, knock."
Knock knock.
So
Simultaneously, can I engage the other 2?
yes, we are just now entering into combat.
Cool.
I think I'll allow you a charge action. I think I'll only allow 1 person a charge action, but you're also spending that stamina again.
In that case, tell me if this makes sense mechanically. Because it's happening before initiative, would it make sense that I first pull out my gun and use suppressing fire on these 2, and then charge it?
Does that cost you a stamina to use suppressing fire?
It says when I take the shoot action on an attack.
So shooting action would be spending stat. You would still be.
Yeah.
Spending the
No
stamina.
matter what, you are by that point you've initiated a combat.
Yeah. What I
even
mean
right
is
now-
mechanically, does it make sense to pin them down first, then charge in?
Yeah. They're a lot more helpless if you pin them down.
Then I will do that. The
Okay.
second I see the seal goes up, I'll just pull my pistol up and just start firing, suppressing shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you fire some suppressing shots, and they simply. You don't have to roll for accuracy. In this case, they just go to the ground. They're not dead, but they're hiding.
Yeah.
That you have no chance of hitting, but you do have they are. If the person you're shooting at has any sense or will to live, they're going to duck down.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, combat does unambiguously start. No more freeloading actions.
Aww.
So both of you spend 1 stamina for what you did.
Done.
I am shuffling a bag here. So what happens is. Sorry about that, smoker
Okay.
stuff. So I drew 5 tokens for them and 4 tokens for you, because that's how many combatants there are. The drone acts on Amanita's initiative. And how this works is I am going to draw a token from this bag. And whichever color I draw, one of you or one of them gets to go.
Okay.
And then after their actions deplete, we will draw another token and do the thing again until the bag is out of tokens. 3 of them are incapacitated right now because they can't really fight. So they might take some actions inside the vehicle to try to escape. But otherwise, they're going to be. Otherwise, basically, it's mostly just 2 guys you have to deal with right now. Blue marble. So it's one of you. Who would like to go first?
I would really like to get as close to them as possible.
You go first.
Okay. You can charge one of them right now.
Phenomenal. If I charge, can I still activate one of my alchemy ammunitions if I go to attack
Oh yeah,
them?
you charging is just a matter of initiating close combat. You can activate. You can basically say that like one of your weapons is primed with a certain ammunition at any time.
Sweet. So I'm gonna pride my blade with the electric ammo.
Mm. Your
And
blade crackles with electricity.
phenomenal. I'm gonna go up and try and swing at whoever is dumb enough to be in the forest with us.
You run up first to so that's with 1 stamina you run up and engage the captain who is on the ground. The captain rolls 1 dice, you roll 2 fighting dice and 1 brawn die.
And does that include with my drugs?
I
took the red, so it adds a brawn for any check.
Yeah, I think
make with the
you
brawn.
roll 1 more brawn die, yeah.
Fantastic. And my fighting 8. That's a D8. I only have 3 of them, so I'm gonna have to re-roll one of them. Wop. Wop. Thus far, lowest is 2. Lowest is 2.
Do you intend to kill the captain, or wound, or incapacitate, or just what's the vibe here?
I mean, if they're in my way, they're going to die.
Oh, well, they are in your way, and they failed their armor check.
Lovely.
So, they are pierced, but they spasm from the electrical, like piercing their chest, and they are no more. First blood. You have are you close combat or tactician?
I am
can't
close
remember
combat.
which. So you actually get a stamina back for
murdering?
Yes.
For unaliving things. Let's go. In that case, what all can I do? I'm so confused on combat. So I could charge up, but that didn't cost me anything really.
That cost you 1, so
and then I got it back.
Yeah, so close combat can basically marathon, but every single time you roll close combat, you're risking them overpowering you, and you are the one on the ground dying.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's close combat's high risk, high reward. So you in theory could charge again. You could do something else. There's 1 more rook on the ground. There's 3 more inside the vehicle. You do need to deal with all of them before this is over.
Yeah.
As a group.
And then I have. Does any of these people look like they use magic? Or does it look like they're all using guns and stuff? Guns and blades.
It looks currently like they're all using guns, but you won't. Spellcasters aren't always as obvious as your friend Delos.
Okay. That's fine. I was just gonna put them lower on my priority list because I have the null quality, and so I just kind of don't with magic.
Yeah. You are made of weird mushroom that does not obey the laws of nature.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna charge again.
Okay.
Um,
You charge into.
Then does my electric thing still hold, or do I need to apply another one, or can I apply another?
You need to apply another one.
Okay, this time I'm gonna go cryo then.
Okay.
In cases, this one actually makes it. Alright, one for each of those. And then rolling. Whoa. I mean, there's a 1 on that, so I'm not even gonna roll all of them.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. You have successfully
I'm a little murder bot.
Let me see. Their armor holds.
Damn.
You try to stab them, and their armor takes the blow. It's pretty good armor. So you would have to attempt again, which would be another stamina. So you just spent 1, so you're down to 2 right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's hit him again. I'm gonna keep hitting this man until he no longer moves. Oh, that's a whole bunch of high numbers. I don't like any of those, and I can reroll these. That's a 3.
The Prima Sika on the ground got a 2 and grabs you by your ankle
That's valid.
and tries to drag you down. And basically, so for the folks at home, I think I already explained this, but it's 2 fighting dice, 1 brown dice, plus modifications.
Mhm.
Minus modifications, because this person's rolling as their penalty because they're on the ground.
Mhm.
You get you get hit by a stun baton, and you're going to need to roll a d20.
Okay.
For your armor roll. Are you wearing armor?
I have my environmental suit, but that's all, unfortunately.
You don't have body armor?
No, it didn't come with my thing, and I didn't buy it.
Okay, so you're gonna
I
roll
might
2 d20s and take the worst.
Sounds good.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Worst being highest.
Yeah. So that's a natural 1. I wish I could take that, but the other one isn't terrible. It's a 7.
Okay, so your armor holds. So you are locked in this gridlock. You have 1 stamina left. Do you want to try again?
Yeah, fuck it.
If not, it would be a yeah.
Yeah, no. He decided to try and hit me, so we're just gonna keep hitting him until he no longer. That's a 1.
Okay. Unfortunately, I have also rolled a 1.
Shit, fuck.
So you
What did I
are
miss?
tied in combat.
Well, at least he didn't do anything to me.
When you tie, you parry, so you're blade to stun baton right now, crackling, just both crackling with energy.
Yeah.
And you are out of stamina, so your turn automatically ends.
Yep.
Wait, that guy lived?
That guy lived.
That guy doesn't want to die.
That guy is very, very tenacious. How dare he?
I got this.
Break him.
Blue marble. Who else? Who
can
would
I
like to
go?
go? Sure.
I get stamina back at the start of my turn, right?
Yeah, but you not for the
okay.
initial action. Yeah.
Cool.
So you're gonna get
so-
stamina back at the start of next round.
All right. So, I'll have to use 2 stamina to reach him, right? Or can I get there in 1?
No, it should just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll let you have it.
I do have
he was,
plus 1
right-
range.
That's fine. Oh yeah, I think you're fine. I'll let you
Yeah.
do it in 1. So that's 1
Cool.
stamina for a charge.
Yeah,
He is fucked. He is rolling 1 die now.
Also, I technically don't count as engaged, right? Because I'm not in 1 meter of him because my sword's bigger.
My
I think you
sword's
still count as
bigger.
engaged, but yeah. Um.
Because
Yeah.
I took the sword, which adds 1 meter to the reach of the blade.
Yeah. You get a. You're still engaged. You get. He's basically he's rolling a d20 at this point. That's the
Fair
penalty
enough.
die. Yeah.
Are
Uh,
you like Cloud, where you have like a
The
sword
Buster
that
Sword.
Yes, it's a Buster
impels
Sword,
you?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's rad.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me tell you. Can you beat a 15?
I don't think
Find out.
we can even roll that high.
Also, my sword also has the razor sharp mod.
So it
I
just goes
ignore
through, doesn't it?
armor value of 1 and 0.
Yeah. So. I think you can roll
So I
if
don't
you
think there
want.
is
I
an
think...
armor roll.
There is no armor roll. I think mathematically you just kill him.
He's just gone.
And I shall now catch up on the sippy debt.
Yay!
I do think I need a T-shirt with that phrase. Mathematically, you just kill him.
Yeah, I just run up and just fully decapitate and be like,
Oh, wrong side.
So that is 1 stamina. And are you
uh,
close combat or tactician? Because you had suppressing fire.
I am tactish.
Okay, so you don't get
Uh,
the cool like marathon power, but you do. You
Correct.
did just still murder a guy.
I'll also just use combat ready at the same time to just recover that 1 stamina. So I have one
Cool.
in the pocket if I need it.
All right, you are back at 3 stamina. We're in a bit of an odd point in initiative because in theory there are still 3 people in this combat,
But they're stuck in a
But-
box.
they are stuck in a they are stuck in a metal box.
Also, additionally, when I would have done my change state portion of my turn,
Mhm.
my allies can also do that. If they make a
Yes.
spirit, like if they want to do that, they can make a target number 6 spirit roll, and if they succeed, they can change their state.
Yes. I don't think anyone's anything but on guard right now.
Yeah, just check.
Yes, it's good. No, it's good to remember your powers. That comes up a lot. Oh, real quick, Tony. Please roll for your Berserker Bird power.
I did that. I did that already. I got a 2.
So you are not Berserker Bird right now.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
You don't
There's
have
a
the
part of me that
ins-
wanted to be Berserker Bird. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You don't have the
Um,
insatiable urge to murder the people inside of the box quite yet.
Yeah,
I have
combat went very
control.
smoothly. Now we have to deal with this.
I have control over whether or not I kill somebody.
So
You know.
that's the first 2 down. It's still your turn. If you would like to, you just killed the guy.
Is there like a window in the APC or some shit?
Yeah, there's like
Did
a
they
view
witness
slot.
this?
There's like, yeah, they just saw.
Yes, good. Good.
I'll just ask Animira just
Is there anything you can do about the ones inside?
Off the top of my head, would my electric ammo, since the thing is metal, would that do anything with them inside of it, or would it only apply to the machine?
It would only apply to the machine. It could fuck up the machine. The machine has pretty hardcore armor.
Yeah.
The machine is a lot harder to.
Hurt.
It is an armored personnel carrier. It is a lot harder to pierce than.
So really, we just put them inside of an impenetrable box.
Yes.
if you don't have something, I'll do something essentially. But yeah,
I got 2 knives and a gun.
can I just huck a grenade in the window?
Yeah. I'd say like 1 stamina to like break the window, and that's like a brawn check or an athletics check or something.
Sure. Bronze, athletic. I have 3. 2 so far. Yeah, that's a 2.
That's a 2.
Yeah, I got
The
two
window
tens.
smashes. The window smashes, and you can hear clicks of guns. They are trained on you. It's not their turn yet. But you spend a second stamina to throw a grenade in.
Oh, I don't have more left, right? I'm out.
Didn't you regain from your combat ready? Because you have 3.
Yeah, so I had to. I charged and I slashed at the guy. That took
Oh,
2
you had
stamina.
2. You charge that. So you had 2. You
So I went down
charged.
to 0. But I also did combat ready, so I was at 1 instead.
No,
And
you
then
went
I
down to
broke the
1.
thing.
You went down to 1 because charging
Um,
does have
Ah.
the actual attack with it, because that only cost me 1 whenever I
Okay.
charged on
Yeah.
him.
Okay. Then yeah, last stamina, I chuck a nade.
Okay.
Hi, guys!
One more athletics check just to make sure it doesn't scatter.
Yeah.
Not that scattering really matters here, but that's
So for
Just in
bad rolls,
casesies.
better, much better. Went from like a 10, 9, and a 4.
Oh.
a 4 works. What kind of grenade are you
Alright.
throwing in?
This is an electric grenade.
Okay. I think they all have to make resist physical checks.
Think so. Yeah, they have to make TN4 resist physical or be injured and unconscious.
2 of them, you can see their like collapsed shapes in the sparkling lights collapse to the ground.
That's my turn, I guess.
That is your turn.
So.
The one who is still up fires out the window at you.
Hello.
Do you go pinned? So what that does is whenever you get shot at, you can choose to make your movement and stuff worse for a better chance of not getting hit.
Is it
Yeah,
aiming at...
I'll like duck down.
Yeah, you duck down, you're pinned. Yeah, and I think you can change your state. The officer can change their state still. So,
Oh.
you're on
No,
the
on my
dashboard
turn.
right now.
Yeah, cool.
They miss.
Love
They
it.
would need a 1 to hit you. In the current state. So, for the rest of his turn, he's gonna bang on the door. Blue marble.
It's one of you two.
I guess that's. I
Let's see.
guess. I
Yeah,
haven't
you haven't
gone
done anything yet. Go for it, my
Do
friend.
some magic.
Can I? Can I create like a gas inside the car with magic?
It counts as an offensive spell more so you're gonna be rolling using those rules than manipulate
Okay.
creation.
Okay.
We've had a long conversation about this with my co-creator, F. Dan O'Neill. So that would be a basic attack plus multi.
Okay.
So plus multi 2 because you're trying to get all 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
So that is going to. I'm not gonna explain the conversion math on how power points turn into stamina, but basically, it's 2 power points to a stamina.
Okay.
So it's either 3 stamina and target number 5,
Mhm.
or it's either 3 stamina and target number 5, or you can make the target number worse. And it would cost less stamina. So every single time you decrease the target number, making it harder, you get You get it replaces a stamina basically.
Okay. I think I'll just do the first thing.
So just the three just 3 stamina. Just
I'll
go
just
ahead. Yeah.
cast this. That's the only thing I'm gonna do. So that's a use magic. So that's 3 dice, but I also get 1 from being on acid.
Hmm.
Okay, where's my other? Why can't I find
As
another
any good
D10
wizard
now?
is.
Okay. Okay. 3, 5, 8, and 10. So 3.
3.
Yeah.
A 3 succeeds. You
Hooray.
hear banging from inside the doors. The hole in the windshield is not enough to vent it. Yeah, you hear muffled screams and people begging to be let out. And then, after not very long, you hear nothing.
It's
Um,
knockout gas. I'm not trying to kill
Oh,
them.
is it knockout gas? Okay, well, they get
Yeah.
really sleepy.
Okay, well, they're not gonna stay
I'm
sleepy.
not,
They're
I
about
kinda
to gonna
threw up
stay
a little.
sleepy.
I kind of threw up a little when the decapitation thing happened, so I'm trying to maybe tone it down a little bit, and I'm like, maybe we could just if I just knock them out, then
The
if
rest
anyone
of us
has
will leave them
after that,
alone.
it's not my fault. I didn't kill
Okay.
anybody.
No, you just made
Nonetheless,
it easier for us to. It's fine.
no,
But
no-
I didn't do
Yeah.
it.
nonetheless, all combatants are incapacitated. So congratulations, you have survived your first era of silence fight.
Woo!
Hey.
We can just
Um,
feed it to the plants, right?
They only got 1 shot off, but you still survived.
Technically, they
I
did
love
take
it
a
when the
swing at
plan
me
comes
while
together.
we were fighting back and forth. So, like, they
Oh,
got
true,
2.
no.
They
You
got 2.
almost
I'll give
died.
them that.
You could have gotten real fucked up.
I could have gotten real
Um,
fucked up.
Between the suppressing fire and just like the box of death we created.
What is an APC but a giant metal coffin?
It's
Well.
true.
We get to keep the truck now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The truck. Points at the death
It's
box.
ours now, right?
It's ours now.
It is. I believe it is a finders keepers scenario.
Let's pry it open, say Betty bye to all the little napping kids there, and you move along.
We'll just take them out and then. Oh wait, what we resin the door?
Yeah, we'll take them out, exactly.
We'll take them out.
No, that's not what I meant.
We did seal the door shut, yes.
Could we
With-
still drive it though?
I believe
There
with
was
time.
there was an electric bomb that went off inside of there, so we're gonna probably have to fix it, right?
No, but Xavier said he could do it.
There we go.
Yes. Well, this is determinant upon the damage that has been caused. If it is all completely fried and destroyed, it's more expensive to rebuild than it is to just purchase new. On some sorts of things. So, yeah, at that level, maybe not in the field especially. However, there is a shot. I'm very good at very nimble.
Might as well, right? Yeah.
I also wanna go to the captain we had killed. Just check if they have any orders or any other shit on them. Like,
Yeah, you find like a little data disk. You would need like a machine that could like read it, but like
yeah, I'll just pocket it.
you also find a double-barreled pistol with an auto-targeter.
Oh, so basically, if we had let that one live, he might have been an issue.
Yeah,
Yes.
in a lot of ways, this game has become like a ambush simulator, and I'm okay with that. I think that's a smart way to play combat. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it possible to, after a little bit, to open up the back end of this thing?
Yeah, like open up like the APC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could like chip
So-
away at the resin, or maybe I could use I could use that manipulate creation spell.
Yeah.
To kind of pull the resin off.
I can also
Or make
try
it
and
melt
rip it off with my
away or
claws.
Yeah. Regardless, between all four of you, you have the means to get this thing open. So you do. Everyone's asleep. What do you do with the survivors?
Coup de grace.
They're not
Fair enough.
surviving.
I do
Well-
believe we should not go to Grazen. It
I
might
mean,
be
if they
smarter.
live, they'll tell their boss.
Yes.
If
But,
their bodies just get
say-
lost in the green, then they're not an
I-
issue.
I need you to think maybe a little bit harder about this. If there is the possibility of maybe a ransom, or, well, it's
Ransoming
possible the
back to
commune.
corporations aren't.
It's a big company. I don't know if they'll even bother ransoming just 3 grunts.
The commune wanted us to take these guys out, so maybe if we bring them the sleeping guys, they'll
Well,
figure it
we
out.
could bring
what
them
they
to
wanna
them.
do.
They can do the killing, sure.
Yeah.
I
Let them
think
deal with it the way they decide to.
yes, we've delivered swift justice. At this point, I believe we have the ability to be more merciful.
Sounds boring.
And
Mercy's fine and all, as long as it doesn't get us trouble down the line, but fine if that's what we want to do.
So,
I guess we're
If I'm-
carrying these guys back to the commune.
yeah. And we can... So you carry the guys come back to the commune. Willow doesn't waste any time. She wants you out of her forest, but she did make an agreement. So she does offer to tell you the secret. She leads you further
I
into
want
the...
that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She leads you into the forest, further and further into a forgotten area, where it seems to be that there is a ruin. Some kind of granite structure. Does anyone have history? Trivia history?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, this is actually really important for you as the Parathan of the party, because this is a Parathan Empire ruin. This is the Parathan almost ruled the world at one point, and they have installations all over the place. A lot of them are underground. This is like kind of built into the wall of the valley,
Oh, neat.
and from out of it flows a steady trickle of chemicals.
Ooh. I'm gonna take a sample.
Yes.
I will also be taking a sample of this.
Can I try and identify it?
You can go ahead and roll identify.
Okay.
Can I do something with it with the alchemy skill instead?
Sure. Yeah. I'll take both. I usually give different answers based on what you roll.
Perfect.
Oh, that's a
Because I am more
9.
particular, and I'm more interested in what possible usage it may be in the future than or what it is. That is a 2 for me.
The Parathan were known for like being the inventors of scientific alchemy. That was kind of their thing. That's why they succeeded so much. And it seems to be that this ruin contained some kind of fertilizer agent which spilled. And these plants, these are all pre-world, pre-judgment plants. Things that went extinct in theory. But this, I guess, maybe was some kind of seed vault.
Ooh.
So, Willow has a... Oh, go ahead.
I'm like, this is precious. This is very, very important. This needs to be protected.
Willow shakes her head. It won't be safe for long, and frankly... It's all still chemicals, isn't it? For all our desire for green, real plant life, we can't escape alchemy. We can't escape poison.
Is alchemy not a immediate response to growth and wildlife?
Do you ever wonder what it was like, what it would be like to see the sun unobstructed, no clouds in the sky at all?
Well, someday the gods will let us do that.
So we hope, my friends. So we hope. I've answered
I
your
know it.
questions. I've answered your questions. I hope you have what you need.
Yes, thank you.
Um, and does anyone have any further things they want to say to Willow as she muses about?
Uh, I just have one question where I just like would ask her,
What do you plan to do with the three we brought to you?
Sorry, what was that?
What are you planning to do with the three?
What do you plan to do with those three?
like to the knocked out guys.
They belong to Drace now. He will decide.
Ah, all right.
As long as they don't become our problem.
No, and frankly, I'd prefer you leave.
Xavier is going to, I think, pull them aside. This is not a conversation Xavier wants to have in front of everybody. But Xavier would like to ask them to step aside for a quick second. Does your commune ever work with restoring beings?
Like, could you rephrase the question? Sorry.
Yes, there is in my studies of the world, as it were, there is a practice of naturopathic healing that may have to do with the wildlife and the greenery that you aspire to. Does your commune practice the healing arts at all?
Of course, we've learned to take care of ourselves and the life here.
If one were to desire such healing arts, what would be the trade?
I think we could find an arrangement. We certainly have need of work being done here. There's more threats than just an APC full of thugs.
It's well, depending on what the results may be, would you be willing to let me? I don't know if I would like to full join, but stay for a while longer.
You cannot be a sister due to factors beyond your control, but we would welcome. Perhaps we could welcome an ally.
I would be amenable to this. Yeah. And I think Xavier will turn around and go ahead and how about this? The rest of you, the output of the job, take and spread it between you. But if you would leave me the machinery. I will.
Okay.
I would rather
long as
not
you're
go
sure.
back.
Yeah, that's an
Well,
amazing
show what you-
opportunity to learn that. So, good luck to you.
I'll let the boss know you died fighting valiantly or something.
I
I don't think he
this
would
may-
pay us if he died.
Exactly. This may reduce your reward. Do not say this. Simply say
Oh.
that I had other matters to attend to and that you will deliver my payment to me. And then you may split them as you wish.
Oh, that works for me too, I guess.
So,
I'll like shake your hand before leaving, but yeah.
yeah. You all pack up. Xavier stays behind. You get picked up by Yari. And in the interest of time, I think we'll end there.
Wow.
Perfect.
That was so much fun.
That was a blast,
That was
y'all.
a lot of
That was
fun.
really cute. I like
If
that.
if you were watching this game and you're like, how do I get to play this game? How do I learn more about this game? Shrike Publishing. Go ahead, go check them out. You can find them on all the social medias I've checked. So quite a few social medias under Shrike Publishing. You also have a website. Val, what is that website?
It's just shrikepublishing.com.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure before I spouted off nothing. And you can go ahead and go and get a copy of this game. It's delightful. The art is amazing. Thanks again to Moss Sugar Mountains for letting us use it in the background of this stream. In fact, so if you've loved the art that you've seen on stream, there's more of it in the book, and it's so beautiful.
It's so pretty.
So good.
Yeah. And the game is a blast. I would play this again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So
I think I will run a game of this.
Yes. Just give me a call. It's I'll be
Yeah,
in.
the mechanics are really fun.
Yes.
Just gonna invite myself to your game.
Yeah, let's just do a 3-year campaign. Yeah, I'll see you there.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
So before we head out, I do want to give you all a chance to any last words, and then also if the folks don't remember what we said at the very beginning of the session, who are you and where can folks find you? Let's go ahead and start with Tan.
Okay. Again.
Same order. Same order.
God damn it. Yes, I am Tan or Tan Fighter. You can find me at TanFighter117 on Instagram or Twitter. I do all kinds of different voice acting stuff, actual play stuff. If you need any of that stuff, you know where to hit me up. Currently, the only main active project I'm in is on Panzer Stables on Alternative Fridays, where I DM Dark Waters, a setting of my own in a campaign of my own, which is gonna go from level 1 to 20. They are just level 3. It'll be fun.
That's awesome. Blood.
Hello. I am Bloodlust King. I am a PNG tuber here on Twitch, as well as art and tech here on Roll for Respawn, the Wonderarium, and all the rest of our shows, pretty much. And yeah, I do artsy and tabletop RPG and just gaming in general. Lots of nerd stuff.
And speaking of beautiful art, I did just have a piece of art commissioned for a home game, and it was amazing. So you should hire them to do more art. Hondo Globus. He's a dope alien. I'll post him on my social medias here pretty soon, so you guys can see that. Let's go ahead and do Val. Where can folks find more about you?
Hi, so I'm Val. I'm 1/3 of Shrike Publishing, and if you liked the story and the world you saw today, I actually write a lot of stories set in this world, trying to expand the lore and really let people get to understand it more, through my eyes, at least. There's no right answer. So Shrike Publishing everywhere. We also have another game. If you're a fan of Doom or Borderlands or just kind of high swinging action games, it's called Blood Neon. I'm in theory eventually working on a third game. Currently have a 2-game chain, and yeah, so fiction, Era of Silence, Blood Neon, Shrike Publishing. Find us most anywhere.
Amazing. And then Madfish.
I'm Matt Fishmonger. I've been around a long time, and I just kind of randomly hop on other people's streams. The most recent thing I did was a Capers expansion, which was a lot of fun to write for. And I got to do a bunch of research into San Francisco during the Prohibition, which was super interesting. Yeah, so you can check that out if you check out my website, which is madfishmonger.neocities.com. It has all the stuff that I have done, and I did a little doodle at my character. All I had was highlighters to draw with, but
It's so cute
That's-
though. I love that.
that's
So
what I ended up
good.
doing.
They're amazing.
That's
I've-
just my little glowing character. That was really fun. It's a really interesting system. I enjoyed that a lot. I've been gaming for ages, so I've tried all kinds of systems, and every time there's something new that, just has some interesting, different mechanics.
It's so interesting to find new stuff.
Yeah, I just latch
Mhm.
onto it. I'm like, give me more, more, more new stuff. So yeah, I'm happy to join games.
Absolutely, and that is part of the idea behind this show. If you're watching and you always like learning more about games and playing new games and seeing cool people, I try to have a rotating cast and get new folks in all the time. So if you want to meet new cool people and see them play new cool games, this is the place for it. I'd love to see y'all back. If you want to find more about me specifically, you can find me online at Tony Will Edit, TikTok,
Willed
Blue
it.
Sky, Twitter. Those are the big ones. If you can't read capitalizations, you can just shorten it to Tony Willed It. It happens, but it's wrong. You can also find me here on this stream or this channel about 3 times a week now. Every other week, 3 times. Here for the Wonderarium, which is my pride and joy. The Wednesday Night Revival. We are currently playing a 5e game that is DM'd by our own blood here, and it's been awesome to get to do. And then Blood is one half of Spawn Camp, and Spawn Camp brings me in for a sports segment. They are gaming and tabletop news, and then they, let's be honest, I invade their show for about 5 minutes every
To
week.
rant.
And you just get to be feral. So if you want to check that out, that's Friday. Friday, I guess it's morning for Blood and Rev, who are the hosts. It's afternoon for me. I think it's about noon, 1 p.m. Eastern, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 'cause
What time is it for you?
It's 10:30 for me.
Okay, so yeah,
So
it's
About
12:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Cool. So now that I've loaded you up with that, that's all on the schedule down below. If you're watching this on Twitch, if you're watching it on YouTube, there should be a link tree here, and I try to link to all of our players as well. So go check them out. With that being said, thank you so much for coming and watching us play. It's been a blast. And remember, it is a wide, wild Wonderarium out there. Take a friend. We'll see you next time, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.